Welcome to the Growing Tall Poppies podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Nat Green, and I'm so excited to have you join me as we discuss what it means to navigate your way through post-traumatic growth and not just survive, but to thrive after trauma. Through our podcast, we will explore ways for you to create a life filled with greater purpose, self-awareness, and a deep inner peace. Through integrating the many years of knowledge and professional experience, as well as the wisdom of those who have experienced trauma firsthand, we will combine psychology, accelerated approaches, coaching, and personal experience to assist you to learn, to grow, and to thrive. I hope to empower you to create deeper awareness and understanding and stronger connections with yourself and with others, whilst also paving the way for those who have experienced trauma and adversity to reduce their suffering and become the very best versions of themselves in order to thrive. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Growing Tall Poppies. Today's episode, or this week's episode, is a little different. Today, I'm coming live from Zurich. As you know, I'm on a family trip around Europe. And I had planned on doing a podcast episode and dropping it. However, things certainly have not gone to plan. And like all people who've experienced trauma and are moving into post-traumatic growth, you'll know that being flexible and learning and practicing adaptability and flexibility is all part of our recovery and our moving into post-traumatic growth. So, in light of that, and the fact that I am definitely on a mission and a journey to really move into post-traumatic growth, I thought I would do a quick episode to talk about my learnings in Europe so far and check in and hope that you're all enjoying what's going on for yourselves and that you're tuning in and enjoying some of the beautiful scenery that we have been able to see. So our trip started brilliantly. We really thought we would spoil ourselves and go business class, first time ever. So that was a real gift and absolutely amazing. And we had quite a restful, peaceful trip, got to Abu Dhabi, and we had an 8-hour layover, but even that was okay. And we had a look around the airport, enjoyed time in the lounge, had a bit of a connection together as a family, and that was really, really lovely and really good special quality time. So yes, that went really well. Then we headed off to Amsterdam, arrived in Amsterdam, only to find that my credit card was charged about $600, so immediately blocked, and I haven't been able to use that. So that required a bit of adaptability. That was interesting. So now I haven't been able to pay any bills using that card, and that's been a bit of a challenge thrown into the mix. But we had a fabulous family time in Amsterdam where all 4 of us were together, and it was beautiful city to explore. There are a few things that stood out for me, that it doesn't get dark till like 9:30 at night, so that was really, really weird. And people are eating dinner at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, so that was a very interesting experience. And yeah, so we explored, we went to the zoo, had a fabulous time doing that together, and then we did a canal cruise, wandered around, really explored the city. And as many of you know, I had unsuccessful ankle surgery, so it's been a real struggle for many years to walk far. But I thought, no, part of my post-traumatic growth journey is around really pushing through the barriers, but doing it safely, challenging my own beliefs and breaking down some of those barriers. So we've been doing about 12,000 steps a day. Yes, my feet are absolutely knackered at the end of the day due to the severe arthritis and the pressure on my feet, but I'm so proud to say that I've been able to do that despite the difficulties and the challenges that that's entailed. So then the other thing I've learned is that it took me at least a week for me to actually wind down. I've never been one who's good at rest, and pausing, stopping, etc. has always been really, really challenging. But I actually got to the point after a week, so all of Amsterdam and into Brussels probably, before I actually thought, oh, I'm actually not thinking about work. And then it got to the point of, oh, I can't even think about work. So that was interesting, but it's enabled me time to reflect, to rest, and really pause and listen into what I need. And I honestly can't remember the last time I've done that. So let me ask you as well, all my amazing loyal listeners, how often do you actually stop to pause, reflect, and listen to you, to your needs, to your body, and do what you need? And I reckon you would probably be pretty much like me, that you're not real good at that. That we've learnt to tune into others' needs, and we're really, really good at that, but not so good at tuning into our own needs. So yeah, so that was interesting and certainly a challenge, one that I've accepted, and it's actually been quite enjoyable. I've started to rethink, what do I want? What do I really, really want? What's important to me and to the people that I want to work with, that I want to help and pay it forward to. People who've experienced trauma and are really keen to move into post-traumatic growth. And whether that's business owners who are working in their business, running their business on top of old trauma or unhealed trauma, that's one thing. But it also might be around health professionals and helping professionals who are exhausted, burnt out. Anyway, so they're the things that have come up for me as I've really tuned in to listen to what I believe has been part of my journey that could be helpful to help you in healing and moving forward. That even though we sometimes aren't heard or don't feel heard, we also haven't listened to ourselves. And that's a really important learning. So I'm going to ask you to spend some time this week to stop, to rest, to pause, and to just be. Remembering that we're human beings, not human doings. So taking time to rest, to reflect, is really, really important. So the other part that's been a challenge, that was certainly for that noise. There was a helicopter in the background, just at the lookout at the top of Zurich. So yes, who knows what's going to come past. So the other big learning is, unfortunately, again, things haven't gone to plan, and my poor daughter has been extremely unwell. So whilst it looked like we had the most amazing time in Paris, as we know, what we show on social media isn't always what's happening. So in my quest to be raw and real,
thought I would share with you what has really been happening. So we had 4 days planned in Paris, lots of things to do, a 2-day museum pass, exploring the city, going to all sorts of amazing places. 2 of those 4 days were spent in medical centres, searching for medical centres where they would speak English and take tourists. And my poor daughter is so unwell. I've never seen her so unwell. So we went to one American medical centre and the doctors were beautiful, told her she was very unwell, needed antibiotics, really strong antibiotics, so she started on those. She took them for 2 days, spiking, raging temperatures, feeling so much worse. So back we went 2 days later to the medical centre again, saw another doctor again. Beautiful doctor, really amazing people who said yes, she was still very unwell, did not think it was a bacterial infection, so stopped taking the antibiotics, gave her really strong medication that had opium in it, told her she might feel a bit drunk, so take it sparingly, and yeah, that it wasn't bacterial, it was viral, and she likely had Epstein-Barr virus, so glandular fever. She's very unwell. But the trooper that she is, she pushed herself and kept going and went through hell. I take my hat off. I am so proud of her in so many ways. Wanted to make the most of every minute of her trip. However, she was getting worse, more exhausted, and as a mum, it's so hard, particularly being in a foreign country, knowing that she was so unwell and we were so far away from home, had no idea what to do, not really sure what assistance to treat or to seek to treat her. It was very challenging. So off we went yesterday on the train, fabulous train trip, great countryside via parts of regional France to Strasbourg, and then on into Switzerland, so through Basel and Zurich. Anyway, apparently things were not getting better, despite being told, yes, just ride it out, you'll be fine, most likely Epstein-Barr virus. This morning she woke up to raging temperatures, her tonsils so swollen that she could barely breathe. So this morning, our plans for Switzerland and going to the lint factory and enjoying some chocolate and some scenery and the lake Zurich was not to be. So off we trotted as quickly as possible, urgently, to a university hospital where, again, absolutely brilliant treatment, doctors amazing, and thank God for travel insurance because we are going to need it. It's been a very expensive trip, but thankfully travel insurance will cover it when we get home and submit everything. She's had more blood tests, very unwell. Doctor looks in her throat and says, oh my God. When you know a doctor's saying that, you're thinking, oh shit, what next? Inserted a cannula. Anyway, so as a mum, it's been so stressful knowing that I can't help her. We are so far away from home. She's wanting to do everything she can to make the most of the time, but she really is too unwell. So we have to trust the doctors. And as you know, I've had some challenges with health systems, so that has really ensured that I've had to dig deep, but I've gone straight back into mum mode. And yes, some frustration has come up that the doctors here have been quite shocked at what the course of treatment was from the other doctors. But end result, blood tests were done, results back in half an hour, and some viral infection, but also now some bacterial infection. She's very unwell, and we're still awaiting some more blood tests for Epstein-Barr virus. So yeah, so as a mum, we never switch off. And there's also that part of me that has been wanting to challenge that self-sacrificing mode, but let's be honest. We can try and break these patterns and disrupt these old patterns of self-sacrificing, but when it comes to our kids, we will do whatever it takes. So digging deep and doing everything I can when it's been really, really challenging has been yet another lesson, learning patience, learning to slow down, learning to just be. But the frustration at not being able to have the trip that we'd planned, and things just haven't been able to be how we wanted it to be. But that's okay, because we're here, we're okay, we're safe, and there'll be more lessons and learnings in this, I'm sure. Anyway, not much else to report this week. Just wanted to do a check-in, a real live version that I'll hopefully be able to upload as a podcast. And yes, the quality sound won't be anywhere near what it usually is, but lots of lessons and lots of learnings that breaking patterns such as self-sacrificing can be challenging, and there are times when it's okay to continue to engage in that pattern when it's needed. As a mum, for a kid who's really, really unwell, that's a time that it is okay. So giving yourself permission and not beating yourself up when you go back into those old default patterns, because there are reasons, and that's okay. Learning to be, taking time and knowing that it's okay, and you can reevaluate and adjust and adapt along the way, and that the goal that you came in with may not be the goal that you come out with, and that too will be okay. So I'm just going to head on back over to the ledge where I was sitting, and I'm just going to finish the episode with some of the beautiful scenery, and I just want to check in and let you know that all is okay, and I really wish all the best for you, and thank you for tuning in yet again. And I wanted to share that yes, whilst things don't go according to plan, you can adjust. So take time for you this week. Take time out to reflect on what you need, and give yourself that gift of time, rest, and time to reset. So I'm just going to pause this now and head on over to the ledge so I can show you the beautiful scenery, and I'm going to upload some of this on the socials. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining me in this episode of Growing Tall Poppies. It is my deepest hope that today's episode may have inspired and empowered you to step fully into your post-traumatic growth, so that you can have absolute clarity around who you are, what matters the most to you, and to assist you to release your negative emotions and regulate your nervous system so you can fully thrive. New episodes are published every Tuesday, and I hope you'll continue to join us as we explore both the strategies and the personal qualities required to fully live a life of post-traumatic growth and to thrive. So if it feels aligned to you and really resonates, then I invite you to hit subscribe, and it would mean the world to us if you could share this episode with others who you feel may benefit too. You may also find me on Instagram at Growing Tall Poppies and Facebook, Dr. Natalie Green. Remember, every moment is an opportunity to look for the lessons and to learn and increase your ability to live the life you desire and deserve. So for now, stay connected, stay inspired, stand tall like the tall poppy you are, and keep shining your light brightly in the world. Bye for now.